Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Okie dokie, let's talk about the difference between tarot and oracle cards. Tarot cards are very specific. We know for sure that they originated in Italy in the 1500s as a game played by the nobility called tarocchi. But it quickly evolved into the tarot that we know today as a divination system, and it's been the same way ever since. Tarot cards will always have 78 cards consisting of 22 cards called the major arcana and 56 cards called the minor arcana. And all 78 cards always are going to have the same meaning. So you're never going to be surprised by a tarot deck. It's reliable and it's known as a fixed system. So the Ace of Cups is always going to be the same meaning in any deck that you pick up that says tarot. And that's why it's called a fixed system, which means it doesn't change. So you can have 15 different tarot decks in front of you. They are all going to have 78 cards with 22 major cards, 56 minor cards divided into 4 suits, also characterized by 4 elements: air, fire, earth, and water. They're always going to mean the same thing. But the art will be different. And perhaps the author of a tarot deck might put their own twist on it, the way I added affirmations and positive psychology with the emphasis on moving through something in the good tarot. But ultimately, you're going to see pretty much the same thing between each deck. Anybody can pick up my good tarot deck, and if you know spreads, you'll get the gist. You can study these cards too. There are so many fantastic books on the tarot, and you can apply what you've read to every single tarot deck, because no matter what book you read and whatever deck you're using, with tarot cards, they're always going to have the exact same meaning. Now, oracle cards are so different. At the time of this video, I have 15 best-selling oracle card decks published and more coming. And if you're watching this in a few years from now, that number is going to likely be higher. This deck here is my best-selling deck, Wisdom of the Oracle. And this one, at the time of this video, this is my newest deck, the Dreamweaver's Oracle. So why do I create so many decks? Because unlike tarot cards, oracle cards are a fluid system. Every single oracle card deck works on its own lexicon or vocabulary to express the card's meanings, but each deck is always going to be different. But also, oracle cards are different because the lexicon they use, or the vocabulary they use, and the theme they express is chosen according to the author that creates them. Not all oracle card decks are used the same way either, so you have so much more to choose from. But my oracle cards are all based on a hybrid or synthesis of proven ancient divination systems that I was inspired to cobble together to create a very specific lexicon or symbolic language that I expand on or simplify according to each deck that I create. I twist it a little bit according to the needs of the theme of the deck that I'm creating. And because of this, you might find 20 different oracle card decks by different authors, and not one of them is going to be the same. Card 30 in Wisdom of the Oracle is not going to have the same meaning as card 30 in the Dreamweaver's Oracle. But my oracle card decks can be used together because they share the basic same spiritual vocabulary. So that's really what makes oracle cards different from tarot cards. Oracle cards are a fluid system, whereas tarot cards are fixed. So if you're new to the world of oracle or tarot cards and wondering which is the system you should work with, as someone who's been working with both for over 35 years, my personal recommendation is to start with oracle cards. Now, I love working with oracle cards, to be honest with you, more than tarot cards right now. Even though I love tarot cards and I have a long history of working professionally with them, I made oracle cards to be less weighty and easier to learn. And I find that oracle cards are so psychologically accurate and often more current because oracle cards are genuinely a more modern divination system. So, to summarize the difference between oracle and tarot cards, oracle cards are a fluid system that change according to the author and theme, whereas tarot cards are fixed, rarely changing, always 78 cards with very specific meanings that will only change a little bit according to the author, but they won't change at all that much. but the art will, and that's still a big deal. Now, oracle cards are always going to be a surprise. Every deck and every card within it is different. So to wrap this up, I'm going to pull a card for us from my newest deck, at least at the time of this video anyway, which is called the Dreamweaver's Oracle. Now, this deck in particular is really relevant because it speaks to the struggles and triumphs we face today. So with that, I want you to think about something that you're feeling challenged by or struggling with. And I'm going to ask the question for all of us. What do you need to know about this difficult situation? So here's the Dreamweaver's Oracle guidebook, and I'm going to pull a card for us. All is calm upon these shores. All right, now I've got the guidebook and I'm going to read what it says. So just close your eyes and listen to me read this, and it's going to give you some advice. So the essential meaning is a calm and centered sense of self, radical acceptance, peaceful interactions with others, and releasing attachment. Big thing. There are days when you know you're done all you can and surrendered your attachment to outcomes, trusting that things will turn out the way they will. You don't have anything to prove anymore. When you reach this moment, you experience a kind of satisfaction and accomplishment that may not even have anything concrete, any real perceived success connected to it. You just know peace and serenity. Now, this may be fleeting, but it doesn't matter how long you stay at peace. Once you know the feeling, you can always return to it. So the way to these calm inner shores is simple: meditation and prayer, coupled with surrendering your wants and your attachments to the will of the divine, being humble and grateful for whatever is in front of you. Letting go the need to control or change anything outside of yourself is key. This is not a passive state, but rather an action of choice, like radically accepting what you cannot change. The Serenity Prayer beautifully outlines this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Peace is the state of knowing that all is well. Enjoy it, because it is. Now, if you want to pick a card of your own, just click the link below to pick a card online from one of my Oracle card decks and ask it a question to see this modern version of divination in action and how it reflects your situation today. And if you want to learn more about how you can use Oracle cards for amazing personal growth and transformation, just click the link here. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.